With many theaters still closed and a dearth of film releases both on and offline, we're all suffering from that most all-encompassing pain that 2020 can supply. A lack of Fast and the Furious films. Trust me, I understand the pain of missing Vin Diesel's shiny bald head taking on a brand new copy of the villain from the last film, knowing full well that villain will become a begrudging ally in the next film. I get it. I'm a fan of Chronicles of Riddick too. And I'm still waiting for the obnoxious twist that, much like Han, Gal Gadot's character will seem dead, only to show up when the franchise's money printing machine needs her most. But what if I told you
there is another?
An equally over-the-top, turn your brain off, high-octane spectacle of a car film, in the loosest definition of the term, that could help scratch that nitrous-fueled itch. At least till you decide to binge watch the series ahead of the next film's release. Well, lucky for you, I happen to have just that film. And it's arguably even more faster and more furiouser than the actual Fast franchise. In fact, its release was basically the precursor to the Car-Fu era, starting with Fast 5. I'm of course talking about that one and only 2008 box office film that went unnoticed because it was based on a cartoon that only played at 5 a.m. on Cartoon Network, Speed Racer. This 2008 masterpiece that lost $30 million at the box office is every bit a contender for lead pole position in the Fast franchise. In fact, I'd argue the characters in it are the fastest and furiousest I've ever seen. Now, we're about to drive into spoiler territory, so buckle up. The plot centers on a young man named Speed Racer. Yes, his God-given Christian name is Speed Racer. Don't ask questions. Sitting behind the wheel of his Mach 5, this 18-year-old racing phenom is obsessed with proving his skills as a racer. When Speed turns down an offer from the head of Royalton Industries, he uncovers a secret. Powerful moguls behind the industry's largest race car manufacturers have been fixing races. In a sport where automobiles drift, flip, power slide, buzzsaw, catapult, and occasionally race the competition. And they're doing all this just to boost profits. Which honestly, at that point, they probably earned it. Hoping to beat the executives at their own game and clear his tragically dead brother's name, Speed enters the Casa Cristo Classic, a grueling 5,000 kilometers of the most winding and treacherous road ever raced. Oh yeah, Speed had a brother who died racing in the Classic, but when Inspector Detector suspected foul play, Speed knew he had to get involved. Like seriously, tell me this isn't already more Fast and the Furious than anything Vin Diesel has cranked out in the last 2 decades. And if you're still not convinced, let's look at a few other similarities. All the action in the film can best be described as Car-Fu, the vehicles are tricked out with obnoxious weapons, a character fakes his death to protect the people he cares about, nothing obeys the laws of physics, and at the end of the day,
it's about family.
But if I may Tokyo drift away from the plot, look at this cast. The perfectly cast Emile Hirsch, Christina Ricci aka Wednesday Addams, Papa John Goodman, Mama Susan Sarandon, Matthew Fox as Racer X, Roger Allen, a literal monkey, all directed by the freaking Wachowskis of Matrix fame. All of that based on the equally over-the-top manga and anime of the same name. And the way the Wachowskis went above and beyond to pay homage to the source material is incredible. Their use of light trails let you know that these cars are beyond pod racer fast, and their use of panning 360-degree CG backgrounds make even the most mundane discussions feel like they're happening in a surreal, 100-mile-an-hour Spy Kids 3D wonderland. This movie knows exactly what it wants to be, and nails it in a way that I think the Fast and the Furious franchise has been inching towards for the past 2 decades. Mark my words, Fast 26 is going to make Speed Racer blush. Best of all, this movie is PG, so you can watch it with your little racers, until they're old enough to understand why gratuitous upskirt shots are problematic. So in conclusion, if you like the Fast and the Furious films, you need to check this out. And if you don't like them, then get ready to be indoctrinated into the house of Zoom Zoom Cargo Fast. Like, seriously, this finale shot, made on what I assume was an overclocked PS2, has more emotion and catharsis than the complete Fast franchise combined. I mean, if you're not weeping with joy by the time that kaleidoscopic checkered flag hits, then are you even really human? And if I'm preaching to the choir and you've already seen this magnum opus, leave me a comment on how much you love this film. And if you haven't, please go, watch it, come back, and leave a comment so I can welcome you into our growing ranks. On that note, I'm gonna go enjoy this CGI Drift Fest for the millionth time, and I'll see you next time.